Hi, my name is Wise, and I am currently working my way to perfection blind, with no wiki, remix bundles, and a whole lot to figure out on my own. In the last video, we made it through week 1, and on this one, we're going to speed things up a bit. Let's get into it. We come back into our adventure on day 8, and on this day, it was raining. I'm trying to make the most of my rainy day data collection, so I essentially spent all of this day ocean fishing, donating what I could at the end of the day to the community center and selling the rest. I also picked up a quest to say hi to everyone in town because the reward was a ticket for the new ticket machine. This is important because on day 9, I spent the entire day attempting to complete this quest, taking the opportunity to also hand out a bunch of gifts. One of these gifts was a green rock that I had already turned into the community center, and I thought that it would be perfect for Leah, except I gave it to her and she didn't like it. I was a little offended. I'm not gonna lie. So I decided to do a little bit of retail therapy and bought my first backpack upgrade. I was ultimately unsuccessful in my quest to greet everyone as I watched Penny go to sleep at 7 p.m. before my very eyes. But no worries, because I picked up another ticket reward quest, so on day 10 I went slime farming. I got extremely lucky in the mines by getting a slime floor right away. However, it took me all day to get to floor 20, so I had to rush into town to turn in my quest and get our first reward at the ticket booth. Day 11 was another rainy day, but it was also rather exciting because the bookseller was in town for the first time. Of course, I instantly went and visited him, and let's just say these books are interesting. They're also expensive as hell, so I couldn't afford any of them. I then did some errands around town. I had picked up a quest for Leah for an earth crystal, so I hit the mines for a little bit. I went and found Robin's axe, I made a bunch of copper bars, and then I did a little bit of scuffed clay farming to end the day, which I don't know how to clay farm, please help. I needed this clay because on day 12, my goal was to build a silo. This was kind of all I did on this day, because I just wandered around aimlessly for the rest of it. So nothing else exciting to report. Day 13 was the Egg Festival. While I waited for it to begin, I prepped a bunch of farmland for the strawberries, and then headed into town once it was time. I greeted all the local villagers before competing in the egg hunt. Now, I don't know what the optimal pathing is for this, but I did manage to get 12 eggs and win the Egg Festival. As always, the Egg Festival popped me out at 10 p.m. Despite it being broad daylight when I finished, I feel like there's something sus about that missing time, but I decided to ignore it and planted my strawberry seeds and called it a night. Day 14 was another uneventful day. I did some farm cleanup, handed out gifts to the villagers, and foraged around town. On day 15, I upgraded my pickaxe, and then I decided to make today a fishing day. I kind of bounced all over, spending some time in the river, up at the mountain lake, and then back down at the river again, trying to get some fish for the community center. I continued my fishing mission through day 16. It was rather unproductive, as over these 2 days I was only able to turn in 2 new fish, but I did have a plan to get some of the others, so was hopeful that I would be able to get all of the spring fish before summer. On day 17, I harvested my potatoes and managed to get 4 gold quality ones, putting us just that bit closer to the 10 needed for the quality crops bundle. It was less than I was hoping for, but more than I probably deserved. My copper pick was also ready, so I went and picked it up and gave Clint my axe to upgrade next. I then decided to test out my shiny new pick in the mines. I pushed my way down to level 35 before I had to sleep. And overnight, I got a new interesting cutscene. What is this? What are mystery boxes? On day 18, I made a community center run and finished the spring crops bundle, unlocking the boiler room. I can't really remember what the normal bundles here are, but I think the treasure hunters one is different. I then turned in another ticket at the ticket booth and got an orange sapling, except I have no plans for fruit trees at the moment, so I think this is probably just going to sit in a chest for a little while. So not the most exciting thing, but I did notice, however, that the mystery box things showed up in the ticket booth, so we need to get those ASAP. That is going to be our new goal. I then spent the rest of the day running around town desperately in search of these mystery boxes, thinking that surely they have to be, like, discoverable in the world. They had parachutes and stuff. But no, I could not find a single one. They are nowhere to be found. The only hint I've got on how to get them is that ticket booth, and I'm sure that is not the only way to get them. But for now, I think it might be our best option. It was once again raining on day 19, and I determined it was to be another fishing day. My ex was also ready on this day, so I decided to open up some geodes and turn in some museum donations. My goal for the day was to catch the shad and the catfish from the river, which I managed to do pretty quickly, and then I headed up to the mountain lake because I had yet to fish there in the rain, and I had no idea what I could catch, but I needed to collect some data. It was lucky I did, because I managed to catch the largemouth bass and the bullhead I needed for the lake bundle. Once I ran out of inventory space, I took my spoils to the community center to turn in and sold everything else, gaining me level 4 fishing and netting me 1,172 gold. On day 20, we went back to the mines, finally making down to the iron levels. Despite me just upgrading my pickaxe, it was already beginning to feel underleveled again, so I guess we're gonna have to upgrade it soon. By the end of the night, I was so close to making it to floor 50, but I had run out of energy, it was getting late, and the ladder just wasn't appearing. So I actually had to give up one level short and rush home, hoping to make it in time for curfew. And with that comes the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Goodbye!